Ah yes, Persona 4 Golden, that game that you've heard about from every anime-loving, JRPG-obsessed friend who swears it's life-changing. You doubt them for years until eventually your boredom of modern games drives you to purchase a PSP Vita just to play it for yourself with what is arguably the best way to play that game. Sure, you can watch long plays on YouTube of this game, but you don't really know the beauty and quite frankly the insanity until you dive into Persona 4 yourself. You know when this game has sunk its fangs into you, when you find yourself saying, just one more day, just one more dungeon floor, just one more social link date, and then boom, before you know it, your heart has been shattered, your social life and the real world rearranged, and you're questioning your entire existence while running through foggy streets with a team of teenagers who somehow manage to be both relatable and comical. So what happens when you jump into the world of Persona 4 Golden for the first time? Spoiler alert, it's equal parts joy, confusion, existential crisis, all wrapped up into a brightly colored, dungeon-crawling, friendship-forging package. Today, I want to talk about the effects that Persona 4 Golden had on me as a player and the aftermath that this JRPG has had on my life. Welcome back to the channel, nerds. Let's get into it. When you first delve into Persona 4 Golden, the game gives you so much content. You get interesting plot, a fresh take on turn-based combat, lovable characters, social and dating mechanics, social skill abilities, incredible monster collecting, a thoughtful set of combat skills, a post-fight card roulette system, and of course, a well-crafted New Game Plus experience. Now, I'm sure hearing all that sounds amazing, and yes, it really is. But it's also problematic because playing Persona 4 Golden reminds me how gaming should feel, and simultaneously points a glaring finger at games that have seriously missed the mark over the years. And yes, I am talking about you, Pokemon. Pokemon Blue version was my first turn-based love affair. It felt thrilling and the Pokemon were captivating and had unique designs spanning across their evolutions. The movesets were fun and there was an undercurrent tone of severity the further that you went into the game. But seeing what Pokemon has become is just an insult to both turn-based games and monster collecting titles. Playing Persona 4 and seeing how incredible the Persona designs actually are show me just how much neglect Pokemon has endured from its handlers. I didn't really have a problem with Pokemon until I played Persona 4 Golden, and now I mourn for the lack of creativity shown in recent Pokemon titles, but it gets way worse. Persona 4 lets you fuse your favorite monstrosities to create even more uniquely powerful personas, which can inherit the power of the previous entities. This evolution or this creation process really gives you as a player so much freedom to create whatever you want. My favorite fusion was Black Frost, which came from uniting several other personas, but what made him special was the fact that he had duality, both fire and ice abilities. Again, not to mention the abilities that he inherited from previous entities, or the abilities that I taught him from the cards I inherited from different battles. Again, all of this sounds amazing. And then you remember how much potential Pokemon had if they just let us truly crossbreed the monsters to create entirely new ones. Instead, we've been using the same old Ditto for over 2 decades. This juxtaposition created by Persona 4 Golden is what I call the Persona effect. And it involves way more than just making you hate modern Pokemon games. It also makes you fall madly in love with portable gaming, assuming that you played Persona 4 on a Vita, a Switch, or a handheld PC. Personally, I felt maximum cozy vibes using the Vita due to its old school form factor and pocketability. And as a result, I got way more time playing this game because of that portable form factor, which meant I didn't have to lock myself into my gaming room or to my gaming desk, but I could take the magic anywhere as I tried to court Yukiko, Chie, and Rize at the same time. Another aspect of the Persona effect is the inability to just play once. The incentive to play the New Game Plus is way too strong to resist. Some games that offer you a New Game Plus offer a mere item transfer, but no. With Persona 4, you get to carry money, playtime, social qualities, key items, Persona Compendium, 12 Persona slots, skill cards, equipment at the Metalworks, and even the ability to change the difficulty at any point in the game, which means you can have easily over 200 hours of playtime once you go through your second or third run of the game. And you also get to play as different styles of the main character since you continue your social skills, meaning you can assert total confidence in the dialogue choices from the start. I consider Persona 4 Golden to be a bridge into the greater things within the JRPG genre. In many ways, Persona 4 is a gateway drug, a doorway that leads into a never-ending pursuit for more anime-infused games with ridiculous weapons and a plot against some form of darkness made manifest. And after spending way too many hours of Persona 4 Golden, I'm now suffering from the Persona effect, a cavity left in my heart, a yearning for adventure, an empty chasm from now beating the game. Now, I'm having full-blown cravings for more JRPGs that I've clearly neglected over the years, which is where you come in. Clearly, I need help from the professionals if I've waited this long to play Persona 4 Golden, which means I need to humbly submit myself to you all for the true must-plays within the JRPG scene. Now, I've been combing through Reddit to build a master list of JRPGs for my backlog, which are in no particular order, but I would love feedback and suggestions on my list. Now, the first one I want to explore is Persona 5, only because I'm already in the Persona vein and I'm craving more of that universe. I've heard it's an incredible entry in the Persona series and beloved by fans. I saw that P5 is on Steam. I've also seen it on Switch, and after experiencing Persona 4 on handheld and how amazing that experience was, I'm curious to know what you all think is the better system for Persona 5. If the Switch can handle it and still provide a quality experience, I'm good to try it. I'm also not opposed to console or being grounded to my PC to enjoy this title. So let me know what you think. Is P5 worth it? And what console or what format is the best? The next title on my list is Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. Again, similar fashion, same Persona world vibe. My understanding of this title is that it actually takes place in the same universe as Persona and even features creatures from both games. So I was actually gifted this title on Switch, but I just never had any real interest in playing it, so it's been sitting in my backlog forever. I did hear this game is absolutely brutal and unforgiving and takes a much more mature and dark form of storytelling, and I'm curious to know if it's worth my time, knowing that I have a very busy life. Is sinking hours into Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne worth it? Is it worth playing knowing my love for Persona 4? Does it have similar attributes? I don't know. I would be going in blind, so I'm really looking to you in the comments to kind of fill in some of the gaps to tell me if that game is even worth it. Another title I've read that is a must-play for the JRPG scene is Suikoden 1 and 2, and I am actually combining them into one entry because according to Reddit, they are best experienced together. And since the first game is relatively short, you can experience both of them in a reasonable amount of time. And I've heard that 2 is more enjoyable if you experience 1 first. And actually my final one, again in no particular order, is Xenoblade Chronicles, which I was told by a GameStop employee that it's a massive game with so much content, and I believe it's first came out on the Wii, right? And then it went to 3DS and then was ported to Switch, which if this game is as good as people say, it might just be the thing that renews my love for the Switch. It's been kind of sitting, collecting dust for a while, and so this JRPG, again, if you guys recommend it, could be what gets me back into putting some real hours into my Switch. I'm sure there's tons of other JRPGs that I'm totally missing, but I feel like I should at least give some honorable mentions, like Dragon Quest XI looks really, really cool. I've never played Final Fantasy VI, and an old school game being Vagrant Story. Again, games that I've seen mentioned, but really I have no experience with these titles. So yeah, in summary, Persona 4 makes you fall in love with the genre all over again in a super special way. This Persona effect makes you not only hate modern Pokemon, but it also sucks you into this crazy plot, and you get to replay the story over and over, attempting to see all the ending options while your actual social life diminishes in the real world. Now, as for your JRPG recommendations, let me know if my list is good. Let me know what you would add to the backlog, what you would subtract, maybe put some order to it, what I should experience first, and let me know what games I'm absolutely missing that should be absolute must-plays. Now, be sure to check out my Persona 4 PSP experiment, where I actually showed the Vita actually changing the brain chemistry of my brain over the course of 30 days. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video with your grandma, and until next time, bye-bye.